In a world filled with major stressors and to-do lists, it can be difficult finding time to do, well, absolutely nothing. But here's why you should start. Welcome to the Power of Quiet, showing you how to have, do, and be whatever you choose in life. And the key word right there is show. We don't just talk about it, talk about how amazing you are, try to pump you up, or put you into some sort of mindset for success. That's a bunch of ego nonsense. Actually, what we do is show you in simple step-by-step ways of how to eliminate your ego, get it out of the way, and allow something deeper and powerful inside of you to show up, something that enables you to create whatever you choose in life, effortlessly, easily, and joyfully, without all the stress, without all that mental commotion. Just sail through life with ease and abundance. So if that's something that you're into and you're new here, hit subscribe. And if you're a regular here and you like what we do, make sure to hit like. And that's something that will really help these videos get out so we could share this wonderful practice to more and more people because, well, there's a lot of stressful people out in the world. And what we're going to do today is explore how to take the stress out of your life. Now, I got a simple question for you. When was the last time that you did nothing? And by nothing, I mean absolutely nothing. No work, no hobbies or projects, no books, no scrolling through social media, no TV, no chatting with your friends, socializing. I mean nothing. Now, you probably have to stop and think, when was the last time I actually did nothing? Even though you probably are on some sort of spiritual track, this isn't something that's new to you. You already see, like most people, the value of work-life balance, of meditation, relaxing, all that good stuff. But put it into practice in daily life. All of these good ideas, they just seem to get pushed out by the mind and its constant drive of, I gotta do more, gotta achieve more, or at least gotta keep myself safe, gotta keep running on this hamster wheel because if I stop, oh no, right? So we're always pushing harder and harder. And in the world we live in today, it kind of drives us to do that. So despite our best intentions, I think most of us find it quite difficult to actually stop and do nothing. But here's the thing. Does doing nothing mean that nothing gets done? Now, if you're familiar with what we do here, you've probably have heard me use a term before, the but system. And what I mean by the but system, this is something that goes all the way back to Lester Levinson, the spiritual master whose work we practice here on this channel. The but system simply means you don't take any action. You don't need to take any action. The only action that's necessary is to release. So doing the but system literally means you just sit on your butt and release. And everything starts to happen for you without you having to lift a finger. Sounds pretty crazy, maybe a little bit far-fetched. But here's the thing. This is something also that you may have heard me say before, is don't believe what I say. Don't believe what Lester says, or anybody else for that matter. But take it for checking. Check it out. Follow along with what we show you and see what you discover. Prove it to yourself. Now, when I talk about the but system, that may not necessarily mean that you take no action, that you don't see yourself doing stuff. The thing is that when you are released, one of the things that you release on is like all of your resistance. See, I think most of us recognize that a lot of stuff that we do, whether it's stuff that like we don't want to do, obviously, like a lot of work stuff or whatever, but even stuff that we do enjoy doing, we often find there's a lot of resistance to doing it. Like, oh, I know this is good for me. I know this is going to help me out in some way to take this action, to do this thing, but I don't want to do it. But I got to do it anyway. So we go through the motions. We fight our way through it. Maybe we get some sort of result out of it. But at the end of the day, it's no fun. However, when you're released, what you find yourself in is a beautiful position where you don't have to take action, but you can take action. And it's easy and it's effortless. Now, to describe what I'm talking about, I want to share something that another spiritual master said. A spiritual master by the name of Ramana Maharshi. You probably have heard of him. And here's what Ramana Maharshi says about no longer being a doer. No longer being the one that takes action. All right, here's what he says. Surrender once and for all and be done with desire. So long as the sense of doership is retained, there is the desire that is also personality. If this goes, the self is found to shine forth pure. The sense of doership is the bondage, and not the actions themselves. Be still and know that I am God. Now, just to clarify, Ramana Maharshi isn't saying, I'm God. He's not talking about himself. What he's saying is, when you say I, just I, all alone, with nothing added to it, that's it. That's God, and that's within you. That's what Ramana's pointing out here. So again, be still and know that I am God. Here, stillness is total surrender without a vestige of individuality. Stillness will prevail, and there will be no agitation of mind. Agitation of mind is the cause of desire, the sense of doership and personality. If that is stopped, there's quiet. There, knowing means being. Now, a simple way to see what Ramana's talking about is this sense of doership really shows up in a sense of, I gotta do it. I gotta get it done. Whether that gotta is about improving yourself, I gotta be better, gotta have more, gotta do more, gotta be more. Or like saving your rear end. I gotta do it or else I'm in trouble. But that's all from the ego. And even some of our gottas, where we think that it's for the good of someone else. It's something that's coming from a sense of altruism. Right? Oh, I got to do this great thing. That's still ego. Because it's like me. I got to do it. I got to be the savior. I got to be the hero. Whereas, if you get your ego out of the way, who cares if you do it? How about somebody else do that good, wonderful thing or help that person out? So, that's what Ramana's talking about. How the doership has the ego all wrapped around it. It's all about me, what I need to do, what I have to get done, for whatever reason, right? And it's all about desire, all about wanting, which is a very negative thing. Want is neediness. Want is lack. If you look up the word want in the dictionary, it's easily the most negative word you'll see in there. It means lack, poverty, despair. And all of us are holding on to this desire with this gotta. That's ego. And I experienced this myself in a big way. Over this past summer, around starting in May, it really started to build up because, as a lot of you know, I've been getting into trading and really working at it, studying it with a good teacher. And as much as I've been working on it, which is why I haven't been putting too many videos up on YouTube, I've been devoting a lot of time, but all of that work was paying off, right? I was doing a lot, but I was getting some results. And my ego was all wrapped around that. See, around May, I thought I was pretty hot stuff because by that point, I was about 80% accurate in my trades. And I'm like, hey, I got it. All right, I'm going to do great things. And right around May, there was a major turn happening in the gold market. And I'm looking at that going, oh, I know exactly where that's happening. I did all my work and I'm zeroed in on where to go in on that trade. So I'm going to go all in on it. I'm going to really capitalize on this major move and go all the way with it. And in a couple of weeks, I'm going to more than double my account. And I was all gung-ho for that. Now, again, my ego was all wrapped up in what I was doing there. It mattered, particularly because I set up to host this class and brought a lot of people in, so I need to demonstrate it. I need to be there to show others, hey, if I could do it, you can do it, right? So there was a lot of pressure on my shoulders to get it right. And also, I have to admit that in my mind, there are some people that I thought were probably jealous of me, that I was doing this super cool thing, and they were wanting me to fail. And in the back of my mind, I was like, ha, screw you, I'll show you. Watch how successful I'm going to be, right? So to say my ego was involved, that's an understatement. I was deep into it. Now, when that trade happened, the analysis was good, but my execution of it sucked. I was really tensed and like everything's on the line, and I completely screwed it up. And instead of doubling my account, I ended up at that time losing about a third of it. And that hit me hard. And that put me deeper into my ego. And that sense of gotta and that sense of doership came in even stronger, because now I got to fix this. I got to change this mistake and make it right again. So I started to work harder. And in that time, it was just like a grind for a couple of months where I'd build back up, recovering my account. And right when I'm about to get it even again, I had like another big fall. It's almost like Sisyphus rolling up a boulder. And then, oh God, roll back on me. Now I got to push it up again. Or it also kind of reminded me of playing Sonic the Hedgehog, if you ever played that game, where you're running around, you're collecting the gold coins, and bling, 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 you're picking them all up. And then all of a sudden, you hit some sort of spiky creature, and then all the coins just bing, go flying out everywhere, and you're left with nothing and trying to grab a few as they're bouncing away. And that's what it felt like. I was like, oh, I get right there and then I fall back. Get right there and then I fall back. And that sense of need to do even more. It's like, I've had it right before. I got to fix this, got to change it, got to keep working at it. And it's like the more I worked at it, the more I did, the worse it got. Until it literally got to a point where I couldn't make any trades correctly. Like no matter what I did, it was always the wrong decision. I get into the market when I shouldn't, and that was bad. Or I get into it and then I doubt myself, I pull myself out, and then it goes the way it should. I was like, I should have stayed in. And I was beating myself up and taking the whole thing personally. See, talking about that sense of doership and how the ego's wrapped up in it, I really made it all about me. Like, no matter what I did, it was always the wrong decision. And I felt like the market was actually mocking me. And then that got me into this hate relationship with it. So doing that, it just got me feeling like I threw myself against a brick wall and I just couldn't get through it. And so about September, when I really hit that brick wall, I decided, or actually what I saw was that need to do, that gotta. And I just saw how strong it was. And I was like, oh man, I am totally off on the wrong track. I'm just following my mind, following my ego, and I'm paying no attention to beingness or releasing when I'm doing this. So I backed off a little bit at that time in September. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just take myself out of this. I'm not going to trade for a while. I'm just going to stop and release. And that's what I did. I released for a while. Let go of that agitation, all that resistance, all that pressure. Just opened up and let it go. And we'll do a little bit of releasing here in a little bit. So I'll show you how to get that pressure out of the way to get things to work more easily in your life. All right, so I did that releasing. And I felt much, much better. And then I decided to start trading again. And it was going easier, but quickly I was getting back into that gotta, right? Gotta make something happen. Gotta be successful. And I hit another brick wall in early November. And this time it was extreme. It was like nothing is going right. I'm wasting my time doing this. I'm much better off just doing nothing and releasing. Right? It's better than just banging my head against this brick wall. So at that point, I really backed off. I decided, you know what? I'm going to let this whole thing go. And what I did was I just completely surrendered the need to trade anymore. I literally gave myself permission never to do it again and released until I was 100% okay with that. And it felt great. It was like I was okay if I was never successful. I was okay if I lost all of my abundance. I was okay if I just ended up all alone in a van down by the river. And to me, what's wrong with that? Life is good. So in that place, I just completely dropped the whole thing. I don't need to do that anymore. Now, once I did that, once I completely surrendered, just like Ramana Maharshi says, surrender once and for all and be done with desire, with that sense of doership. Once I did that, two amazing things happened. First of all, almost immediately, out of nowhere, I got a check in the mail for $15,000, just out of the blue, proving to me that it's not in the doership that brings the abundance. It's in allowing. That's what brings the abundance. When I let go of that need, that gotta, I just put myself in a position where I could allow. And the universe provided. It just showed up. And that was a stark contrast to the fixation that was in my mind of, I got to get it this way. This is how I'm going to do it, right? It can only happen through this effort that I'm doing. When I just backed off, hey, it can come from anywhere. And that was proven. So that was the first major thing that happened when I just stopped and surrendered the whole thing. Now, the second thing that happened was that what was so frustrating to me about those few months right before that of the trading was, before, everything was going great. There's a lot that I saw. There's a lot that was working for me in my analysis, but there seemed to be something missing, like one little piece of the puzzle that I hadn't quite seen yet, that was always having me get in on the wrong side of the trade. It's like, why am I doing this? Why does this keep happening? And all that time I was trying to figure it out. What is the answer? Or work it out. Try harder. But that wasn't doing it. When I surrendered, all of a sudden, the answer, that missing piece, showed up. And it was like the clouds parted. And all of the mistakes that I'd made in all my previous trades, now I saw exactly why I made those mistakes. All of that became clear. It's like, that's what I was doing. That's where I was off. And on the following trades, now with a better vision, a more complete picture, I was all over the trades, like white on rice. I was right on the charts, knowing exactly what I was looking for and being very fine-tuned with the accuracy on it. And it was easy, no stress. I just knew. It's just like surrendering to a place of knowingness, real knowingness, where I knew the answers. I knew exactly what to do. And from that, I started trading again. But this time, it's something completely different. There's not that gotta. There's still that conviction that I set in November, where I don't have to do this. I can just walk away from this right now. It makes no difference to me, and I can achieve my goals any number of ways. I don't need it from this. But with the sense of knowing and seeing how easily I can do it, hey, I'm just going to do it. And the process now has just been effortless, smooth, and successful. And this goes back to what Ramana said, that it's that sense of doership that's the problem, and not the actions themselves. And also, like when I talk about the but system, you might see your body move. You might observe that body taking actions. But it's not like I'm doing it. It's almost like sitting in a theater, watching a movie in front of you, just watching it unfold. You just sit back and relax and enjoy your Coke, just watching the movie. So these same teachings, they're all over the place. They're in the Bible. Like when it says, let go and let God. Right? It's not me who's doing it. I just get out of the way, and it's the Father who worketh through me that does everything. And that's really the sense of it. It's like you just get out of the way and something bigger takes over and does the doing. And not only does it feel effortless as you go through the actions, but also you don't have that heaviness of ego, like, oh, I'm the one who's doing it. Look at me and how amazing I am. That's heavy, and that's fake. Because really, when you get out of the way, it's not you. It really is the God, the I. That part of you that has no ego, no story added to it. And you can live this way very easily, day to day, just floating through life, doing amazing things without feeling like you're really doing anything at all. So let me show you how to start experiencing this and doing this for yourself. So think about something that you've been pressuring yourself to do. Maybe it's a goal of yours. Or maybe it's something that you're working on. Maybe your own business. And notice any resistance that you have to doing this work. And it might be something that you can experience, like with your work, with your business. Oh, I got to do this. Yeah, another day, right? Or maybe it's a goal, and that resistance shows up in the form of procrastination. Or setting it aside. I don't have time to do it. I got to do these other things. I want to do it, but I don't really have the energy or the time. Or it's something that, I really want to do, but I think I'm going to fail. I'm worried that I can't. So maybe I'll just save myself the aggravation. But you could probably still feel that you're holding on to that resistance. So just notice that. Think about a goal. Think about something that you've been working towards. Maybe a big dream of yours. And a very easy way to feel this resistance is not to think about it, but to feel it. So what I want you to do is just kind of get out of your head. Now, first, think about the thing that you've been working on, or think about this goal of yours. But as you're thinking about it, close your eyes and put your head down towards your stomach or chest. See, this region of your stomach and chest area, like from your belly button to your neck, you might say, that's your feeling center. And when you're thinking about this goal of yours or this project, this work that you're doing, notice if there's a tightness, kind of a tense, contracted feeling in your stomach or chest as you're thinking about that thing. Notice that? And what that contraction is you pushing down on that resistance, pushing down on your feelings. So your feelings of frustration, your feelings of grief, regret, guilt, all that stuff. You see, as we've been growing up in this world and making our way through life, all sorts of things happen to us that we don't like. And every time things happen and we don't like how we feel about it, what do? We push down those feelings. Right? The fear, the frustration, like, I don't like that. We push it down. But when we push it down, we're actually collecting it. And we're pushing it into our subconscious. And you could feel that as this contraction in your stomach or chest. Right? You feel that? And wherever that contraction is, wherever you're feeling it right now, what I want you to do is just open up an imaginary window or door right in front of that contraction. And all that contraction is just like bottled up energy that you've been pushing down on. But now just open up a door and let that energy just go out the door. You can just imagine it. Visualize it. Just see it as like energy, just leaving out the door. Maybe it looks like smoke or water flowing out or bubbles drifting out, whatever. Just let that energy go out that door now. All right, open up some more and let some more of that energy go. And you don't need to know anything about this energy, why it's there, who gave it to you, who's to blame. It's just energy, that's all. It's not good, it's not bad. Just open up and let that energy pass through. That's all it is, just energy. So just watch it leave out that door. And a little bit more. And a little bit more. And a little bit more. And even more. And let that energy go even more. And even more. And even more. All right? Now notice how you feel. Notice a difference? Now, we're not necessarily looking for like fireworks to be going off or anything like that. It's simple. Just notice if you feel a little bit lighter. Do you? A little bit more at ease, a little bit less tense. Now, as simple as that is, and what I'm showing you is really the simplest, most basic form of releasing, but it shows that instead of bottling up these feelings and holding them down and carrying them around with you, where they interfere with everything that you want to do. Like you want to get that goal, you want to do that work, right? Because it gives you some sort of benefit. But as you're doing it, you're having to fight through your feelings. And that's where you get all feeling like you got no energy left to do anything else because you spent it all on having to battle through your feelings. But when you open up and you let those feelings go, and as you open up and let them go, everything that you let go of is gone permanently. Now you might feel some more there. And it doesn't mean that like they came back. You just keep walking them up. You keep that door open. So we're just getting started here. But you feel a difference just doing this for just like 2 minutes. Imagine if you did this all the time. How easy would your life be if you let go of all of your resistance? How quiet and nice would your mind be if it didn't keep on hitting you with these gotta, which is fueled by those feelings? And what could you accomplish if you had a quiet mind and you felt just nice and easy all the time with no resistance, no stress, no negativity whatsoever? It is possible, right? You just got a taste of it right now. But what could you accomplish if you let it all go? And this right here really leads us to what our purpose in life is. Why are we on this planet for? Is it to be whipped by our mind with gotta, you know, for whatever good that that's supposed to be? Like maybe we have some great, grand plans to do wonderful things in the world. But if it's the mind just pressuring you, gotta get this done, gotta be successful, what kind of a life is that? Even if you do achieve success, look at all the people that have lots of money and success and aren't happy. All right? So it's not achieving these things that brings happiness. It's getting that ego out of the way. Because notice, when you opened up, you felt a little bit lighter. What you're starting to feel is the real you. Because naturally, inside, you are the happiest. You are the most fulfilled. You are the most abundant. And all you had to do is just get the negativity out of the way. That's it. Now, if you want to get really good at this, and if you want to get really good at doing the but system, I've got a new 6-week course coming up in January called the Conscious Creation Master Course, which is all about identifying that resistance that we've been carrying around our whole life, where we have resistance to everything that weighs us down, identifying that resistance and eliminating it completely, so that everything that you do in life is easier, and also all of your releasing is easier. Because notice, when you felt that contraction, just like when you have these other negative feelings, fear, anger, frustration, guilt, and so on, we don't like our feelings. They don't feel good. We're like, ugh, get out of here. And we resist them. So we're always pushing our feelings down, trying to get them out of the way so we don't have to feel them, be bothered by them. So we have a lot of resistance that blocks us and makes it difficult to release. I know a lot of you, right, you can follow along with the videos and you're like, okay, yeah, I feel much better like when I work with you. But when you're on your own, it's like, oh, I'm having so much difficulty releasing. Or I get on a roll for a while, but then I stop and then it's hard to release again. Well, the only reason why it's difficult to release ever is because you got resistance. So we're really going to focus in this advanced 6-week course on eliminating that resistance completely. But that resistance also shows up with your goals. So when you get that resistance out of the way, you'll no longer have procrastination. You'll no longer be putting it off. You'll no longer be choosing to escape, right? Go watch Netflix instead. You'll just be able to zero on your goals and achieve them easily. And without all this baggage of, oh, I got to do it. Everything in life is going to be so easy. And you're going to find yourself doing wonderful, great things. And there is no limit to it. Find out for yourself. Join me in the Conscious Creation Master Course and see what you're really made of. And until then, I'll see you on the next video. And happy releasing.